the opening few bars there of Johann Pachelbel's chorale prelude Wir glauben all in einen Gott. That's the text that Luther used to set the words of the Nicene Creed, the statement of faith of the Church, and the melody is loosely based around an old Gregorian theme for the fourth creed, Credo number 4. This is appearing in the next of our heritage organ recitals here at the Dome with me, Christian Spence, very pleased to be organist here, and we're exploring a little more detail the music of the Lutheran Church in its chorale preludes and the hymns which were written for the Lutheran Church on which all of these chorale preludes that we're going to hear in the recital are based. And we're choosing the ones that show particularly unique characteristics of the composer's talents. This is a very beautiful and you might say typically Baroque chorale prelude, but it's not typical for Pachelbel. The style of his writing is normally much simpler and less ornate, and so this one stands out amongst his many chorale preludes as being unusually high Baroque, rather more North German in style than his homeland. And that's really the theme of this recital. Where have the composers sought particular musical inspiration in writing their works? So we'll also explore a relatively rarely known piece of Dietrich Buxtehude, the great North German organist who was such an influence on J.S. Bach. We'll explore in the recital, we'll explore all of it, but for now, a little introduction from his Klaglied, one of the pieces of music he wrote specifically for his father's funeral, and you can hear the natural amount of emotion that must have produced just in these opening few bars. Taken from a rather fuller cantata that he'd written earlier in his life. We'll explore also in this recital the first few movements of this, and we can see the colour and the richness that Buxtehude brings to clearly what is such a poignant and emotional experience. And we'll also, of course, look at some of Bach's greatest works and round off with some of his greatest chorale preludes. But I'm going to leave you now with just the first few bars of one of his chorale preludes, Wo soll ich fliehen hin? Where shall my soul fly? And the whole nature of Bach here, he keeps the main chorale theme in the pedal, which you won't hear just now, but if you come along on the 22nd of May, you most certainly will. And he sets up these two manual parts, which just give that sense of endless searching and seeking, of a lost soul seeking its natural home. This is going to be the penultimate in the series of organ recitals exploring this link between our musical liturgy and heritage and the organ music that was inspired to accompany it. There'll be one more in June where we finish with the great feast of Pentecost and look at the works of both Baroque France and Baroque Germany and how they responded to those. But I hope to be able to see you at the 22nd for this last one, looking at these melodies and the musical experiences of the Lutheran hymns, as I leave you with just the first 8 or 9 bars or so as a taster of Bach's rather exciting Wo soll ich fliehen hin?